Hello folks, so in this video what I'm going to be exploring is an academic conference. So first of all, what are conferences? So for those who've never attended an academic or professional conference, a conference is an event that has been put on by a society, organisation, discipline or group where people, industries or peers are coming together to share ideas, insights and experiences with one another. Now, an academic conference is where often a group of academics from within that discipline are coming together to share and discuss ideas, communicate their research to other peers, to promote their own research interests, to learn and share their experiences with others in their communities, and to get involved and collaborate with other projects. So, if you're an early career researcher, an academic conference is certainly somewhere where you want to start going along to and getting involved with the scientific community or professional bodies that you are associated to as part of your research or as part of your institution. Now, often most academics start their journey into these conferences by being encouraged by supervisors who are already members of different communities or members of different societies. So, first of all, these can be put on by large scientific bodies or by smaller societies. The conferences range often on number of delegates who are attending, but equally will be exploring very interesting areas of scientific research. The difference often is the breadth of the discipline they're exploring. So, for example, the large societies such as the Royal Society of Biology will be exploring many different topics in a given conference period. Whereas if you're a member or you're attending an event put on by a smaller society such as the Society of Experimental Biology, that is really giving you the opportunity to explore within a subdiscipline a particular area of research that is being put on by scientists who are within that particular subdiscipline or from the Society of Biology who are exploring a more experimental science within that topic. So first of all, what I want to really share with you is a bit of my own experience with attending these conferences. So you're very much often encouraged to go to these events by supervisors or by peers. Now, when you go along, there might be an element of a learning curve for you in terms of you apply to go to the conference and it will encourage you to apply with abstract or a poster. You might be a scientist or a student who has never presented a poster or an abstract and you don't know what goes into that. So what I want to do is share my own experiences with that and sharing an abstract or a poster and how you should go about doing that. So first of all, if you're presenting an abstract or a poster, it ideally should be about an area that you've researched in detail or a project that you're already interested in. So it can be a snapshot of an area of study that you've done in your PhD. It might be something from your master's or your undergrad that you want to explore or discuss in more detail, or it might be another area of research that you've worked on with others in your community, of peers, or so on. But an abstract is a very short summary sharing that research, and it's there to open that discussion with others within that community who potentially share that point or that area of research that others might find interesting and might prompt discussion or conversations within those conferences. If you're presenting a poster, this will be similar potentially to your undergraduate and master's Viva posters or poster presentations. Now, within these, you're often standing by your poster, being asked questions by other academics or peers about what areas of research you're doing or what the topics are exploring. So these are professional posters which will explore a snapshot of research. Now, some people use this as opportunities to discuss ideas around an area of research interest before they go into a formal project. They want to get a starting point, or it's an area that they've explored before that they just want to broadly discuss. These two particular elements are very easy for early career research students or scientists to get involved in, and it's often very inclusive for the community, where they want to see more young researchers and PhD students getting involved. So I would strongly encourage you to take that opportunity to really explore and get that initial feedback and to discuss with other more senior individuals within your discipline. So it's a great opportunity to start with. Now, if you're thinking of going to a conference as a speaker, now speak to the event organizer. These event organizers will either tell you what the format of that event is going to be, whether you'll be delivering a formal presentation, whether you'll be hosting a speech, or whether you might be potentially hosting a panel discussion. What format those events take will very much depend on what you deliver, how you speak, and how you take part. So if you haven't done it before, do speak to the event organizer, get that organized very early on, and plan what you're going to say when you go to these events. Equally, if you're planning to go as a speaker, the thing that is very important with that is these are some ways for you to both get some soft skills developed within academia and to help you develop more as an individual within your field of study, but it also broadens opportunities to potentially speak at other events if you're interested. But when you go along to these events, they will often have a budget to fund speakers to go, and that will often pay for your travel, your conference entry, and some of your subsistence while you're up there, or down there, depending on where you're going for this particular event. Now, equally, if you're an early career research scientist and you don't want to speak, deliver an abstract or a poster, what you can do is apply for early career travel grants. These travel grants are often provided by these societies to open and facilitate the opportunity for you to go. The design of these grants are to allow you access to these conferences. They are to help provide that element of travel cost reduction, so you can attend the event, go along and engage with the community to start really supporting your early career development. So do take advantage of those, and they are designed for early career PhD students. It can be used by masters and undergrads as well, but often by early career doctoral students. But yeah, if the conference visits, so that you know what talks you're going to, what the research has been done already in that field, why you want, what if there's any particular conferences if there are any questions that you have for the speakers that you want to ask before you go, and really go with that in mind. So you'll get more from the conference if you've done that reading around. You go to the event and you already have a list of questions that you might want to ask if given the opportunity, or you might want to catch up with the researcher afterwards to discuss. So hopefully this has helped. If there's any other questions about academic conferences, please comment below, and follow and like for more videos into the world of academia. That's something that is interesting to you before you apply an abstract or a poster. Definitely take advantage, make the most of them, and go along to as many conferences as you can. If after you've attended the conference you want to get more involved, you want to help steer these societies and get more engaged with these communities at large, do speak to the event organisers and see how you can support them. See if you want to get involved with a particular element in future conferences, see what is coming up in future events planned. And also, when you're going to these events, they'll often be covering a particular range of topics. Make sure you go to as many different talks by different speakers as possible. They'll have their contact details there. If it's something that's particularly interesting for you, ask for their email, ask for their contact details, and engage in further discussion afterwards. Often plan these conferences